Okay guys, this is the driver's side door panel from my E36 328 IS. The year is a 1996 model. The panels, the interior pieces that actually mounts it to the door, all have come loose, and I guess due to the age, the adhesive that they put on it from the factory eventually let go. So all the way around the door panel, the pieces have come apart. So today we're going to fix it. Now, the same thing happened to the passenger side, and when I repaired it, I actually used epoxy. Went to Ace Hardware and purchased epoxy. But being that the epoxy is so much more expensive and you only get so little of it, I began looking for other alternatives. Now, I went to YouTube, and there are a few videos out there where they use hot glue, and I looked into that also. Then I came across this here at Lowe's. It's a Loctite, and it's a bonding type silicone, and it bonds to anything, and I mean anything, and it's supposed to be super strong. So today I'm going to use it, and we're going to see how it turns out together. The YouTube community and myself will see how this works. You only need a few items. Excuse me. You need the silicone itself. You need a caulking gun for the silicone. You're going to need a T20. That's because the original screws that hold the door handle on is of the Torx type, and I'm going to remove that. This car only had one end, so I guess the previous owner may have had the door panel off before, and to make it easier for future repairs or modifications, I'm just going to put in a 10 by ½ inch screw. It's the same threads as what's coming out, and I'm going to just throw a little Loctite on there just for GPs, just to make sure it doesn't back out. And of course, your Phillips screwdriver for the replacement screws. I'm going to store it on one end and apply it, and while it sits, I'm going to just work my way around the panel. So what I will do is show the initial application of one panel or one piece, and then I'll stop the video and then go ahead and do the rest of the pieces, and then I'll just take up from there. Okay guys, I'm getting ready to apply the silicone, but before I do, I would like to point out a couple of things. Being that the silicone needs a little more time to set up than hot glue, once applied, I will have to hold each piece in place a little longer in order to allow the silicone to set up. Whereas if I was using hot glue, it sets up almost immediately because it cools off kind of rapidly. So either this or industrial strength hot glue will be ideal for repairing your door panels such as this. Just want to add one more note. What I did was I laid the pieces in, and I took a permanent marker and I traced along the edge so I will know exactly how far from edge to edge to apply the silicone. So I'm going to go ahead and attempt to apply it now, and we'll just see how it turns out. Okay guys, as you can see, I made sure to put some up on the edges, and I just smeared it around inside of the mark that I made for myself. Now, set the panel in place. So that it sits flush. And at this point, I have to set the camera down so that I can hold that in place and let it set up. But pretty much, that's pretty much it. And I will do that to each individual piece and give it time to set up. And I'm going to go ahead and complete this, and I'll let you see the end results. Okay guys, I've installed all the pieces. I just installed this window side trim piece, and to give me a hand, I just went and grabbed a couple of weights. This is about a 25-pound weight here, and that one's about a 10-pound weight, and that's to add downward pressure so that it'll hold the cup tight against the door panel, and also here so that it'll hold the cup against the door panel. Other than that, the other pieces pretty much stay in place. You just want to double check and make sure they're not trying to peel away as I guess the natural forces, gravity, or the metal, the plastic itself, as it has some bend in it or some flex in it, that it doesn't flex away. It's pretty much in place, and now all it needs is some curing time, which I think it says 24 hours to cure, but I have to go back and double check. But other than that, once all this is cured, the door panel will be ready to go back in, and of course I have to install the sheet metal screws here, or the screws here for the door handle, one on each side, and let it set up, and it should be good to go. So let me recap. Hot glue industrial strength will be quicker, but finding the hot glue sticks that are of the industrial strength, that was one of my issues. So I went ahead and tried this here. I've used epoxy on the other door panel, but you get 2 small tubes from Ace Hardware, and it's nowhere near enough to do all the pieces. If you should take your door panel off and all your pieces are loose, there's no way the epoxy would be enough to do all the pieces. Plus it would be more expensive to purchase enough tubes of epoxy to do the job. So the alternatives would be this stuff here, or hot glue sticks if you can find it, and a good hot glue gun that keeps it hot so that you can work with it. And once everything's set up and dried up and tacked up and so forth, depending on which medium you're using will determine how quickly you can reapply or put your door panels back on. So again, this is the method I thought I would try this time, and we all get a chance to see if it's going to hold up. I will keep you posted. Until the next video.